students, welcome to my consistent viewers and welcome again also to my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all that you do. Alright, and all my new viewers, you're welcome to the channel. It's Learning with Teacher M. So thank God we have completed the grade 3 diagnostic math videos and we are now on to language arts. We're starting off with 2012. So if you're looking for grade 3 diagnostic past papers in language arts or worksheet, if you're looking for how to pass the grade 3 diagnostic test, if you're looking for grade 3 diagnostic test PDF download in language arts, Jamaican national exam at grade 3, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for worksheet for grade 3 students, then this video should be helpful for you. Also helpful for grade 2 as it will prepare them for the grade 3 content, giving them the advantage to do well when it's their time. Get it, guys? It's also to be seen as pep practice, or if you want to say pep prep, because it's preparing you also for your upcoming exams. So you're doing all of 60 items, which is giving you that feel of sitting before a paper doing a lot of items. All right, with that, let's go. I must also let you know that some of the items you will have to do them. I can't go through them on the paper because your teacher, when you're doing your exam on that day, will have to go through with you reading from a manual he or she will have, and then you will listen to her or to him and put your answers in accordingly. With that, I will go over the sections that I can do without the teacher's manual. All right, so let's go. It says, next, please use your discretion. This is an instruction for the teacher to use, as in giving you amount of time to do the items. But let's go. The teacher will say to you, number 1, which word begins with the PR sound? Do you know the sound that PR makes or gives? Let me hear it. Good job. P plus R will say purr. Again, purr. So which of these words have that sound? The first one says it's plantains. The second one says it's playing. And the third says it's pride. Now this is a big giveaway because any sensible grade 3 child, from you say the PR, you should be looking for that word starting out with the PR. Alright? So it's right here, and this is the word pride beginning with PR. Moving down to the second one, it says which letters give the sound that begins the word stalls. And here you have it. So all of these are basically giveaway up front. It's ST. We don't even see ST beginning stalls. Next one, which word ends with the CH sound? Ch, ch, ch. That's the CH sound. First word is much. Second word is children. And the last word is Anansi. So which one you're hearing the ch at the end? Much, children, and Nancy. Alright, louder man, good job, it's in much. Which word rhymes with taste? And by rhyming we mean sound alike, and normally the last 3 to 4, even sometimes 6 letters are the same depending on the word. So which has the same kind of sound at the end, and you're seeing the same letters. For some rhyming words they have the same letters. So the word you're dealing with is taste. So listen to the other words. Talk, teach, waste. Taste, waste. Very good. So that word is waste. Moving on, it says which has a sound different middle sound from the word street. This looks like some typing error. It should say which has a different middle sound from the word street. So middle sound in street is really eat. Alright? So which has a different middle sound? You have get, leave, meet. Are they looking for different, or are they looking for same or similar? I think they want to say same or similar, because what do you choose between get and leave? Oh, I get it. You're getting the in leave. So yeah, going fast. Alright, so which has a different sound from street? You're hearing the E. Remember, when 2 vowels go walking, as we have in leave, the first one does the talking and it will say its name. So when you say E, it's like you're saying 2 E's, or even 3 or 4 depending on how you're stressing it. So E. So street, You will hear leave. So you're in the E in the middle. So the one with the different sound is get. Alright? Get. You're in the E. Short E sound. Moving on. In which word does EA have a different sound? So we have least, tease, leather. Which one EA carries a different sound in? T, right? So least and tease, they have the same sound. You're hearing the long E sound, but in leather, you're hearing the short E sound. So the different sound of EA is in leather. All right? T's and E's carry the same E sound, the long E sound. Next one, which word has the same E sound as in feed? So now you're looking for the long E sound. Double E, the double, by double I mean two E's, will give you the long E sound, so feed. So which has the same? Is it get, medals, or speech? Which one has the long E sound, the double E sound? Good job, speech. Alright, moving on. Which word rhymes with sound? Sound. Remember what I said rhyming words are? So listen now, which one sounds like sound? Pound, rose, stop. Come on, grade 3, you have to get all of these up front correct, because I'm not finding any of them difficult yet. Pound. Good job. How many syllables are there in the word talent? Alright? Talent. Remember how to find out syllables? Put your hand under your chin, call the words, and then that can help you to determine how many syllables if you don't really know how to break it. Also remember that each syllable should have a vowel in it. Get it? And if you have two consonants, then I don't want to give you too much of the syllable rules right here. But talent, all right? Talent. How many vowels, how many syllables are in the word talent? Two. All right? How many syllables are in the word festival? Put your hand under your chin again. Festival. How many did you get? Should get 3. Correct. Moving on. So it says listening comprehension, and this one you'll have to do with your teacher, because it says the teacher will continue and say, look at me, all of you. I am going to read a short passage to you, and I want you to listen very carefully and look at me at all times. I will read the passage 2 times, and when I am finished, you will answer questions 11 to 14 in your booklets. Now I'll have to skip past question 11 all the way past 14 and go to 15 to see what's next. All right, because you will need a teacher reading that for you in order for you to answer them. So let's look at part 1. Listen carefully to your teacher, then circle the letters or the letter beside your answer. For this one again, you will have to listen to your teacher. I don't know what the teacher should be saying to you for you to select your answers. All right, so moving on from part 1, let's go down to part 2 and see. Listen carefully again. Oh, this is another part 1 to your teacher. Or I didn't scroll up properly. Which is it? Part 2. Now do these questions on your own. So this I can work with you. So I can work with you, it seems, on the initial section, which is like the, getting you settled in the paper. And then the teacher will have to work with you from a booklet for part 1, and then I can go with you through part 2. All right, again, if you're just joining, I am Teacher M. So you're watching Learning with Teacher M. And we're going over the grade 3 diagnostic past papers, and this one is Language Arts of 2012. It is to help you prepare for your upcoming exam. You might be watching this video to do your 2025 grade 3 diagnostic test. Could be your 2026, 27, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, and beyond. This will help you. Also, grade 2 students will benefit from this as they will be preparing themselves to do well in grade 3. So you can also see it as a worksheet, an interactive session. You can see it as pep practice. You can also see it as pep prep or exam skills, tips. It doesn't matter what you want to call it, as long as it's relating to you getting ready for your exam. All right, part 2 again. Now do these on your own. Which word should be placed on the line for questions 15 to 25? Number 15. Festival is a part of culture, right? Is a part of culture. How would you read the sentence? Let's look at A. Festival is a part of our culture. B says festival. Having tongue tie. B says festival is a part of us culture. C says festival is a part of we culture. So this is a way to do it, to select the best word. Alright, so you don't just look and select a word. Read the sentence 3 times if you're not that student who know, okay, it has to be this one. So if you don't know offhand, then you read the sentence each time with one of the responses. And if you know your language well, you know which one sounds better, sounds right. Alright, so festival is a part of our culture. Alright, so the answer for 15 is A. Festival is a part of our culture. Number 16. Boys, you have to read this one for us. Loud, 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 loud and strong. I'm hearing you. But I can see that some people still not reading. Alright, good job. Let's go together. Teacher rang the bell again. The children were still playing. So A says the teacher rang the bell again because the children were still playing. B says the teacher rang the bell again until the children were still playing. C says the teacher rang the bell again unless the children were still playing. Which one is correct? Girls, give me the answer. Of course, it's because. So teacher rang the bell because the children were still playing. Let's look at number 17. Girls, read up for me loud and strong. Yeah, good. Grandma took to see the John Kunu dance. So is it grandma took I to see the John Kunu dance? Is it B says John have a tongue tie. B says grandma took us to see the John Kunu dance, and C says grandma. They miss out something here. Granda. I don't know if that's just a word or they just missed some spelling here. Because I took it one off to say grandma, but I'm just saying granda. Granda. So let's read it with granda. Granda took I to see the John Kunu dance. That's A. B says granda took us to see the John Kunu dance. And C says granda took we to see the John Kunu dance. Which one is correct? If you ever say I. You're not a Rastafari. Alright? Alright, so the answer is B. Correct. Granda took us to see the John Kunu dance. Number 18. Carl did not water the plants. The plant, it died. A says Carl did not water the plant and it died. B says Carl did not water the plant but it died. C says Carl did not water the plant so it died. Which is the answer? Loud and strong, everybody. Loud, loud, loud. C. Correct. The answer is C. Carl did not water the plant so it died. So here's like saying as a result of not doing that, it died. Moving on to number 19. The dog chased the car. It was out of sight. So A is saying the dog chased the car and it was out of sight. B says the dog chased the car because it was out of sight. C says the dog chased the car until it was out of sight. Which is correct? Yeah, I heard you. It's C. You're right. It's C. Good job. Number 20. What has happened to the books? To books. Again, what has happened to books? A says what has happened to their, and that there is THEIR book. B says what has happened to their, that's another there, but THERE books. And C says what has happened to theirs book. We know C is not a word, not a standard English language word. So you're looking at A and B to choose from, right? So that THERE at A is the there that we're looking for. This one here at B has to do with location, position, like it's over there. Look there. I put it there, alright? The THEIR now has to do with life thing, like people or animals or those. So there. THEIR. Moving on to 21. The boy is tired. Let go to rest. A says the boy is tired. Let he go to rest. B says the boy is tired. Let his go to rest. C says the boy is tired. Let him go to rest. Which is the correct word to use? Good job, it's C. Yeah, C. Let him go to rest. 22. Billy is standing his brother and sister. Billy is standing his brother and sister. Alright? So A says Billy is standing along his brother and sister. B says Billy is standing between his brother and sister, and C says Billy is standing to his brother and sister. Now along, if you have the word with, then that could work. He's standing along with his brother and sister. So the answer is B. He's standing between. So it's like you have Billy brother here. Alright, then Billy would be between them, and you have his sister here. Now the sister, they could be on either side. So he's standing between his brother and sister. Moving on to 23. John came home first. He came all the other children. So if he came home first, would it be that he came, A says he came after all the other children? Remember the first sentence says he came home first, right? Came home first, and the key word here is first. So A says he came home after all the other children. B says he came home before all the other children. And C says he came home with the other children. Which is the correct word? People, girls who were born in the best month of the year, shout out the answer. So I take it all the months are the best because you all got it correct right here. For those who got it correct, it's B. If he came first, he wouldn't have come after nor with. He would have been home before all the others. 24. Remember that instruction is to go from that number to 25. In this family, the father is the person. In this family, the father is the person. Now, if it's a family, we know that if it speaks of father, then it's got to be 3 or more, because they're going to be looking at the father, taking it that the father and the mother, plus a child or children would be there. So we're not looking at 2. They never said 2. It could be a family of 2 because it could be a single parent family. But we're going to take it to be 3 or more. So A says in this family, the father is the tall person. B says in this family, the father is the taller person. And C says in this family, the father is the tallest person. Which one of these degree do we use, comparative degree do we use when we're comparing 3 or more? Very good. It's the EST. Alright, so in the family, he's the tallest. 25. Trisha laughed while the Anansi story was being told. Trisha laughed while the Anansi story was being told. A says Trisha laughed loud while the Anansi story was being told. B says Trisha laughed loudly while the Anansi story was being told. And C says Trisha laughed louder while the Anansi story was being told. Now, if you're remembering adverb, now you're looking for an adverb here which will be telling you how she laughed, right? How did she laugh? Loudly. So Trisha laughed loudly while the Anansi story was being told. The answer is at B, telling you how she laughed. All right. Moving on to the next set of instruction. It says, which is a compound word? Compound, I'm going to do a demonstration here. Compound. So it's like you're having 2 words put together. Sometimes a compound word can be 2 or more, but most times at your grade they use like 2 words. Alright? So which of the following is a compound word? A says everyone, B says culture, and C says plantain. Now remember that compound words, when you separate them, each word should be able to stand alone and have its own meaning, be a word. Like, it's like you're saying bathroom. Alright, so let's look at bathroom as a compound word. We have B-A-T-H-R-O-O-M. Alright, so if we break that, now bath is a word that can stand alone and have meaning, and room is also a word that can stand alone and has its own meaning. So compound word should be of that nature. So let's look. A says everyone is a compound word, B says culture is a compound word, and C says plantain is a compound word. Which of them can you separate and they have meaning? It's everyone at A. Every is a word, a sensible word, and one is also a word that can stand alone. Both of them can stand on their own and have meaning. If we say call is more like a prefix, and you have chur. Plant can, get it? Plant can stand out, but tain, these, the compound word is everyone. Moving on to number 27, and the instruction says, from the sentences given in the questions 27 to 30, which is correct? So you're looking for the correct sentence now. A says the children was playing. Number 1, we know that wrong, because you can't say the children was. Children is a plural, so we're looking for a plural verb. So you'd have to say the children were. Singular subject takes singular verb. plural subject will take plural verb. B says the children is. Alright, can't use is. Children is referring to more than one. If they had said the child, then is could work. So we don't even have to read C. Having picked up that A and B are wrong, we know it has to be C. Which says the children were playing in the sun or in the rain. 28. Have you been have you been not to write on the decks? This one is a joke, which is how we know it's wrong. Is it have you been tell? B says have you been telling? This is also wrong. Have you been telling? Not to write on the decks. C says have you been told not to write on the decks? And C is the answer. Alright? So A and B are for us to laugh. And C is the real deal. Alright? Have you been tell? Alright. Number 29. Every Saturday she sold in the market. Alright? If it's every Saturday, sold is a past tense. So what happened to this Saturday and the Saturdays to come? So every Saturday she sold in the market is not wrong. Is not right. B says every Saturday she sells in the market, and C says every Saturday she sells in the market. Which is the correct answer? All my boys who were born in the best month, this is for you. Which is the correct answer? Every Saturday she in the market. Is it A, B, or C? And we did confirm that it can't be A because it says every. So it has to be a present tense that we're working with because sold is past. And if it's every, then you'd have to take in this Saturday and Saturday's coming. Alright? So every Saturday, it's B. She sells, and we're looking at sells because we're dealing with she. Singular subject, singular verb. She sells. Alright? This one is plural. It would have to say every Saturday they sell if you're speaking with about more than one seller. Alright? Moving on to number 30. We exercised for 1 hour yesterday. B says we exercising for 1 hour yesterday. C says we exercised for 1 hour yesterday. What's the tense? Yesterday, meaning it is past. So we have to use a past tense as in verb, which is exercised. So the answer would be A. Moving on. Which sentence is correctly punctuated in questions 31 and 32? So when you hear a punctuation marks, you're thinking of full stop, comma, question mark, exclamation mark, quotation mark, hyphen, dash. I don't know what are the ones you use at grade 3, but these are the things we use, which will help you to read the sentence with meaning. Alright? A says black, green, and gold are colors of the Jamaican flag. And you look at where they have the punctuation mark, they have a comma after green, they have a full stop after Jamaica, and the sentence is finished yet, so we know it can be A. Alright? And because they're listing, they should also have another comma here after black. So black, green, and gold are the colors of the Jamaican. This is wrong. They shouldn't have that, and this should be a capital F. So we know A is wrong. Let's look at B. Black, green, and gold are colors of the Jamaican flag. So this one is missing the punctuation mark. You should have these. Black, green, and gold. And you don't need this here. Are colors of the Jamaican, capital F, flag. Let's look at C. Black, green, and gold are colors of the Jamaican flag. So why they don't have capital F? Should be a capital F in my estimation. So with that, the answer is C. See, they're not using capital F. But sometimes in construction, especially American construction, they still put a comma right here in listing before the and. Alright? So it can work there. It doesn't have to go there, but if it's there, it's not wrong. So the answer is C. Moving on to 32, which would be on the other page, I'm guessing. Yeah. Nanny wasn't afraid of the soldiers. Look at how they edit wasn't. Remember, it was not. When you look at wasn't, it was not. Alright? So wasn't is spelled W-A-S-N apostrophe T, because it's the O that's going to be missing. You're not saying was not, you're just saying wasn't. B says Nanny wasn't, but look at where they put the apostrophe on the outside of T. Afraid of the soldiers. The answer is at C. Nanny wasn't afraid of the soldiers, because right here you'd have your O, because the O is missing. Wasn't, and if you break it, it would be was not afraid of the soldiers. Moving on. Which punctuation mark should be placed at the asterisk in sentences 33 and 34? Alright. Where are your toys? By seeing where, you know what is asked here. A question. Where are your toys? So it's a question mark. All right. 34. Help! The house is on fire! Shouted the boy. So if you're shouting out, and if there is fire, and you're shouting out for help, can't be just one little comma. It's not a question mark. He's not asking a question. It's an exclamation mark that we use to show right here. Help! All right. Shouting out for help. Exclaiming. Which word means the same as the one underlined in questions 35 and 36? 35. That building is 100 feet high. So if it is high, would you say it is short? B says it is long if it's high, and C says if it's high, then it is also tall. Which is the answer? A, B, or C? Guys, why am I seeing that the language arts paper is way easier than the math? I don't know if you're finding it that way, but I'm not seeing any hard questions yet. 36. A huge bird flew into the nearby trees. So A says huge is the same as large, so you could read the say a large bird flew into the nearby tree. C says if it's huge, it's small, and B says if it is C says if it is huge, it is little. So which is a word that means the same thing as huge? Large, which is at A. Good job. 37. Our teacher likes to get neat work. So if your teacher likes neat work, A says your teacher likes to get tidy work. B says your teacher likes correct work, and C says your teacher likes good work. Yes, your teacher may like all of these, but you're looking for which word is the same thing as neat. If your work is neat, let's say your room, and your mommy said, wow, your room is so neat, and what they normally put with neat? You're so neat and tidy. Good job. So if it's neat, it's also tidy. Moving on, which word should be placed on the line for questions 38 to 40? May I have a of your apple? So they have quite a bit of piece here. So sorry, I'm scrolling away. A says, may I have a piece? And this piece is P-E-A-C-E. Which piece is that? Right, like the absence of war, and I want to be at peace with you. Like you have peace day at school. That's the piece at A. B is peas, the peas that you eat, that mommy and daddy or grandma or auntie or cousin or big sister puts in the rice. So you have rice and peas. And I know a lot of you don't like your rice and peas when you go to school and you eat rice and peas. You scratch out the peas, and same thing at home, you want them to pick out the peas. But did you know that peas is very good for you? Yes, it is. C is the piece that we're looking for, which is a part of something. Alright, so may I have a piece of your apple? Do you love apple, by the way? Number 39, we went to the Christmas, which of the fair? I'm seeing something shaded here or picked out here. So we went to the Christmas fair. A says F-A-R-E. Which fair is that? F-A-R-E is a fare you pay when you're traveling. So if you're going to America, your plane ticket, that's your fare, the money you pay. Coming to school, what you pay on the bus or the taxi, that's your fare. When you go to wherever you're going out in your area, your town, F-A-R-E. C, F-E-A-R at C, is the fare you have when you are afraid. Alright, so it can't be that one. So the answer is B, F-A-I-R. This fare is also meaning when something is fair, like a teacher treats fairly with you, so there's no bias, but it's also the fair as in a function. Alright, like you can say it's a fair day, or the person has fair complexion, meaning not dark, not, understand? So this fair has more than one meaning, but that's the fair we would use for 39. Number 40, the boy a bat so he could play cricket. A says the boy made a bat so he could play cricket, and at B you have make, and at C you have another made. Alright, A is the answer, and I'm going to explain for you. So the boy made a bat so he could. So the so he could here is speaking, to put it in the past tense. So he made the bat so he could make his present, and he couldn't make the sentence sound right. The boy make a bat so he could play. No, he made a bat. The maid at C is the helper maid. So some of you might have a maid at home. Same person you call your helper. Some people call them nanny. Some people call them babysitter. But we have a maid. Alright? Let's read the instruction for 41 and 42. Which word is opposite to the one underlined in sentences 41 and 42? Guys, take a break right here. Remember, you're watching Learning with Teacher M. By now you should have given a comment and you should have been a subscriber by now. This is quite a bit of videos. You should have shared or called somebody on to watch the video. Remember, it's a grade 3 diagnostic test that you do in Jamaica, and it's the 2012, some people say 2012, past paper that I'm using to help to prepare you for your upcoming exam, be it in 2025, be it 26, be it 2027, 2028, 29, 30, 31 and beyond. For however long this video will be up and for however long they will be doing the grade 3 diagnostic test, then this video will be helpful. Also good for grade 2. It's a worksheet. You can get the PDF download. You're getting scales and tips as to how to answer your questions. It's like a walkthrough video. It's a concept overview. It's a how-to. So it's how to pass your exam, how to answer your items, how to select the best answer. You can see it as a how-to YouTube video. 41. The work was hard, but I did my best. So if it's not hard, because you're looking for the opposite now. It's like saying if you're not big, then you are, my phone is ringing, hold on. If you're not big, then you are little. If it's not tall, it is short. If it's not open, it is closed. If you're not inside, you are outside. If it's not up, it is down. If it's not your father, it's your mother. If it's not your sister, it's your brother. Get it? Opposite. Alright, if you're not a male, then you are a female. So let's go. The work was hard. So if it's not hard, then it is easy. And this one is easy. Good job. Easy. Easy. Moving on to 42. He is a good boy. So if it's not good, then it is what? Bad. I hope none of you watching is any bad boy, though, you know. Just the sentence. No bad boys watching. Good job. Moving on to instructions for 43 to 47. Use the table of contents to answer questions 43 to 47. Table of contents is a text feature. So you're looking now at the chapters. How many chapters are you seeing? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters. What are the topics? So here you have some kind of headings right across here. So over here you have your chapters, right in the middle here you have your topics, and over here you have your pages. So chapter 1 is about what? Jamaican proverbs. That's the topic, and you find it on page 2. Chapter 2 speaks of folk songs, and it's on page 3. So you're seeing right here that Jamaican proverbs will take up pages 2 and 3 because folk songs starts on page 4. So you have to read them carefully. All right. Chapter 3 is Foods of Jamaica. You see that it starts on page 9, which means that folk song is page 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because not until page 9 you have chapter 3 starting. So analyze your content like that as you go through and see how many pages they're taking up. Don't know what they're going to ask. You're just showing you a little skills and tips right there. On which page would you find folk songs? Folk songs is on page 4. Folk songs, come across to the page 4. So the answer is B, page 4. Moving on to number 44. What topic would you find on page 9? Come back to your content. Page 9 is right here. So it's Foods of Jamaica. Let's go up and put our answer in. Foods of Jamaica is at C. Let's read 45. Which chapter begins on page 11? We're looking for page 11, and it says important buildings. All right, starts on page 11. So that would be B. That's B. 46. What would you find in chapter 6? So let's look at chapter 6. Come over to chapter. Chapter 6 speaks of famous Jamaicans. So let's go back, put our answer in. Chapter 6 speaks of famous Jamaican, and that's at C. 47. What would be a good title for this book? So when you look at all the things, look at the topics: Jamaican proverbs, folk songs, foods of Jamaica, Jamaican festival, important buildings, famous Jamaicans. What would be a good title? A says Jamaican culture, B says famous Jamaicans, C says eating Jamaican. But for famous Jamaican, that would mean only one chapter the book needs, and it's chapter 6. And if it's eating Jamaican food and those, then we only need chapter 3. So the most important, not important here, the most relevant or suitable answer is that A, Jamaican culture, which takes in all things here, all the chapters. All right, moving on to, where are we now? Look at the chart, the bar chart, which shows the number of medals won in festival by St. Luke's children. Then answer questions, but I don't see anything else as in question what, or they should say the question. So we've seen a few typing errors, but no problem, you will understand what to do. Look at this bar chart, let's read it again, which shows the number of medals won in festival by St. Luke's children. Then answer questions. I take it the questions. All right, so here is the bar chart, and you're seeing the number of medals to the left, right? And then the different entries. So they did speech, they did drama, music, and dance. So already we're seeing that they won 3 medals in speech, 2 in drama, 4 in music, and let's come down a little, and they got 7 medals in dance. All right. Which area got the most medal? Oh, we just did that. We don't have to go back. It's dance. Which area got the least? And it's drama. 2 they got. 2 medals for drama. All right. Let's go to the next item. How many more medals did dance win than music? So let's look at music. That's 4 and medal, and dance is 7. So you're taking 4 from 7. So 7, or count up from 4 to 7. 5, 6, 7. It's 3 more. All right. 52. How many medals did the children win in all? So you have 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. Plus 2 is 16. You have to know how to count up fast and quick. All right. Moving on to 53 to 56. Read the passage, then answer questions 53 to 56. Stacy was very excited because her grandfather was taking her to Kingston to see the Independence Day Gala. She could hardly wait. I said the underline hardly wait means a question is coming somewhere about that. She could hardly wait for the bus to stop. Already she could see the top of tents and smell the aroma of jerked chicken and boiled corn. Do you love corn? I don't really like it. My family loves it, but not me. Neither here nor there for me when corn is around. On arrival, she saw colorful tents along the streets. Each tent had stalls selling food, clothing, or artwork. She held on tightly to her grandfather's hand. There were many people there, and she did not want to get lost. She saw stages with children and adults performing cultural items. Stacy liked the traditional dances best. Performers were dressed in costumes and they danced the old-time music. There were also a marching band parade. The sounds of drums pounded in her ears. She could not resist dancing along with the cheerleaders in the band. And this is O. Nicholson being the author. Can you dance? I hope you're not telling me no lie. Can you dance? And I mean real good dance. Alright, I'm going to be drumming something and I want you to dance. Hey, got it, boy. I see the girls taking over. Alright, everybody together now. Good job, grade 3. Give yourselves a hand. Of course you can dance. You weren't lying at all, Let's look at the questions. What does hardly wait suggest about Stacy? So remember it says she could hardly wait. A says she was very eager. B says she did not want to go. If you can hardly wait, would that mean you don't want to go? C says she sat patiently. Then if you sit down patiently, that means you can't hardly wait. The answer is A. She was eager. You didn't say why you're eager to go so far. Meaning she was excited, wanting to go right away, can hardly wait. Alright, number 44. What was happening under the tents? A says children were singing and dancing. B says persons were beating drums. C says people were selling food, clothing, or artwork. Let's go back and look for the section that speaks of the tent. On arrival, let's see where the tents are mentioned. Not in paragraph 2. Let's go down. It's in paragraph, where they speak of the tents. So it's got to be in paragraph 2. Bus stops, Under the tent, paragraph 2. So on arrival, she saw colorful tents along the streets. Each tent had stalls selling food, clothing, or artwork. So we know the answer is C. People were selling food, clothing, or artwork. Moving on to 55. Why did Stacy hold on to her grandfather? A says she was afraid. B says she did not want to get lost. And C says she wanted him to walk faster. We know the answer is B. Let's go back and confirm, because this is a strategy you need to use. Even though you remember, it's always good to go back to the passage each time you read the question. So here it says, there were many people there and she did not want to get lost. She held on tightly to her grandfather's hand. She did not want to get lost. So the answer is B. She never wanted to be lost in the crowd. 56. What did Stacy enjoy the most? A says it's the traditional dances. B says the marching band. And C says the food stalls. I know the answer, but let's go back because it tells you Stacy liked the traditional dances best, meaning those are the ones she liked the most. That's what she liked most. So she enjoyed most of all the traditional dances, and that's at A. Moving on to the last 4. Read the notice carefully, then answer questions 57 to 60. I hope you're a subscriber, Hope you've liked this video already, you've given a comment, and you've shared or called somebody over to watch. And it's about St. Luke's Primary School. What's the name of your school? Are you in a primary school or a prep school? An all-age school? What's the name of your school? Don't type it, you don't need to type that in the in the chat. Alright, so attention all students. Audition now for speech, music, drama, and dance for the Festival of Arts competition. Audition dates September 4 to 8, 2012. Speech and drama is on Monday. Music's audition is on Tuesday, and they're auditioning for dance Thursday to Friday. Come and show your talent. Alright. Which students are likely to attend auditions on Tuesday? So you go back up and you look to see what they're doing on Tuesday, and it's music. So it's the people who are doing music. A says actors, B says dancers, and C says singers. If it's music, then it's going to be the singers. Alright. Number on the other side, 58. Carl likes to recite poems. When should he attend the event? Alright, so if he's gonna do poem, when should he go? Speech and drama is on Monday, music is Tuesday, dance is Thursday and Friday. Which one would poem come under? If you're saying a poem, if you're doing a poem, you are reciting the poem. That's a part of speech. Alright, so he should go on a Monday. Poetry would be done on a Monday. The audition for those who want to do their poems should be on a Monday. 59. Which audition will take more than 1 day? Come back to your announcement or your notice. You're seeing that speech and drama takes 1 day, just Monday. Music takes 1, which is Tuesday. Dance is taking 2 days, Thursday and Friday. So dance is taking more than 1 day, and that's at A. Number 60. And this is the final one. Do your drum roll, do your happy dance, give your thumb up, your last comment. Alright. On which day will the event not be held? So which day they're not having any audition? We're seeing Monday, we're seeing Tuesday, and then they skip Wednesday and they're gone to Thursday and Friday. So they have Monday, Tuesday, no Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. So the day it's not keeping is the W day, which is Wednesday. Good job. Alright, give yourselves a big round of applause, everybody. If you've made it to the end, then it means that you are a good child. Alright, so we've come to the end. And you're watching Learning. Spell learning for me, LEARNING. With whom? With who? Teacher. Spell teacher. TEACHER. Correct. Now spell M. Teacher M. Alright, again, it's love to you, M, and I'll see you in my next video. Ensure that you're sending the message on, you're passing the videos on, and I'll see you again in the next video. All right, take care now, boys and girls.